This is the Missouri Southern State University Coaches Show with head football coach Atiba Bradley and sports director Ryan Bunnell.
Happy Sunday, everybody, and welcome into the Missouri Southern Coaches Show. As always, I'm Ryan Bunnell, joined by Lions head football coach Atiba Bradley. We hope you enjoyed today's NFL slate, wrapping up with Sunday Night Football on KSN, but we've got some MIAA football to discuss. On Saturday, Missouri Southern welcomed in the number 21 ranked Fort Hays State Tigers of Fred G. Hughes Stadium, where the Lions ultimately fell to 2-3 overall following a close 28-21 loss at home. Coach, first of all, thanks for being here. Before we get into the specifics of the game, what are the emotions like after a close loss like that? What have you been processing over these last 24 hours?
Yeah, I mean the whole spectrum from happy to sad to frustrated to proud to angry to downright a little discouraged to the sun came up and came back around and so it's tough, but this is part of football, and probably would have had those same emotions had we won, just a little more happy at the end.
Well, going back, UCM, that game 2 weeks ago now, 52-point loss. A lot of teams might kind of lay down and give up, but the Lions showed a ton of fight, a ton of grit in this one. What did you think about your team's resiliency to kind of battle back and put up a fight against a top 25 team?
Yeah, no, it was, hats off go to our staff, our players, for getting themselves ready to compete, getting themselves ready to play. And I think there wasn't a person in the building or in the bus that was like, oh, we played well today when we left Central Missouri. And so that was my challenge to those guys, is like, hey, how do you make sure that you play well every game? You're not going to win every game. The goal is to try to win every game, but how do you make sure you play well every game?
In this one in particular, there was a bit of a gut-wrenching penalty call late in the fourth quarter. We'll get to that in just a second.
Yeah.
But, Coach, I saw after the game you had gathered your team on the field, speaking to them right there before even heading into the locker room. What was the message to your group after the way things went down there at the end?
Yeah, to just keep swinging. Just keep swinging and keep fighting. I was very blunt with those guys that I believe a breakthrough's coming, and the only way that we're going to get to that breakthrough is if we keep swinging. If at any point any one of those 125 guys in the locker room stops swinging, then that breakthrough gets delayed. And so we got to make sure we're all pulling, we're all working towards the same goal to get to where we want to be.
Absolutely. And speaking of that breakthrough, I've got a question on that coming up. But first, let's go ahead and hop into some footage from Saturday's game. We're going to start at the end. Just teased it a second ago. In the fourth quarter, Missouri Southern made it a one-possession game. Late touchdown by Tillman Martin. Here he gets close in the next play. He's going to force that one in. Fort Hays State would punt in the final minute, which at first seemed like Southern would have a chance for one final shot at it after blocking the punt. You'll see that one coming up in just a second. But a personal foul penalty on the Lions gave the Tigers a first down and the option to kneel out the clock. Coach, take me through this play and what exactly happened on it from your perspective.
Yeah, I thought our punt guys were rushing, and they felt like they needed to jump to kind of get over the shield, and he really jumped probably too far away to not get called, and so they called him for jumping on the shield.
Gotcha. Yeah, obviously not the way you want to see things end, but Coach, in the post-game press conference, as we were just talking about kind of that getting back to it, you had a fired-up response when asked about the direction of the program. I want to ask you about it, but first let's roll the clip from the press conference.
The message is just like, guys, don't get discouraged. There's a breakthrough coming. Like, I'm telling you, there's a breakthrough coming. And is it next game? Is it this game? Was this the start of? I don't know. But I promise you, these guys are doing the things that you need to do to win. And I promise you, they're talented.
Coach, I hope I don't sound like a broken record at this point. We've talked about the culture change within this program this year a ton. It seems like there's quite evident a lot of positive things going on within this program. From your perspective, what are the signs and what makes you believe that breakthrough is just over the horizon?
Yeah, I think part of it is I'm with those guys day in and day out. And I've been a part of successful programs. I've been to multiple bowl games when I was a GA. I went to multiple playoff appearances when I was a coordinator and an assistant coach. And so I've seen it done. I've seen what it looks like, what it smells like. And so being around these guys, I see the grit, the determination that they have, And so I know that they're doing the things that we need to do to win, and I know that they're working their tails off. There's not a day that I walk off the field and go, man, we left some meat on the bone. You know, I feel like we're maximizing our potential in a lot of ways, and we just need to continue to do that.
Obviously, a lot of things kind of in motion, both behind the scenes, on the field, in terms of taking that next step. But what do you think really needs to shift or click for you guys to get over that hump? And do you think that could happen this season?
Oh, absolutely. I mean, I'm an optimist, you know. I mean, that's regardless of what team I'm coaching, I always believe I can win. And I think the biggest thing that needs to happen is we just need to synchronize. I think about the first 2 games where our offense was just scoring at will. We had 2 games where we punted once. And defense was kind of struggling a little bit. And then now defense has kind of really picked it up this game and 2 weeks ago. And so now we got to find a way to get offense rolling, defense rolling, and defense, or special teams is what we call it. But we got to get all 3 phases clicking at the same time.
Absolutely. There's definitely a sense of excitement, some buildup within this program. Let's go ahead and pull up the final score from Saturday's matchup. As we mentioned at the start, it was a 28-21 loss for Missouri Southern at home, but this one was within reach throughout all 4 quarters for the Lions. Southern actually outgained the Tigers offensively with 387 total yards compared to Fort Hays State's 379, though the turnover battle, went in favor of the visitors, as Southern had a pair of fumbles and an INT in this one that proved to be costly down the stretch. Coach, as we mentioned, at the start, we've still talked big picture. We've got to go into the offense coming up. We're actually going to head to a break right now. Coach Bradley and I will be taking a look at the offense's performance, including a potential catch of the year candidate. Stay tuned for that one.